Hello, beautiful people. So, an idea came to me now, and it's something like this. So, when is that moment when? Let me give you some context. So, when a child is born, we kind of innately just love them, enjoy them, whatever. At least that's how it works for most people. At least those that are not super traumatized and don't hate themselves that much. But for the most part, people love children, love babies, or at least enjoy them, or at least they feel in a very pristine way towards them. Like this is something pure, this is something new, this is something that hasn't done anything wrong whatsoever, whatever we consider wrong. So what is the moment, actually, this baby that becomes a child, that becomes a kid, that becomes, after that, a teenager and an adult? When is the moment when we stop feeling like this towards this human being that was born initially pure, and pristine, and very, very clean and everything, suddenly becomes an object of judgment, of discussion, of envy, hatred, and whatsoever our society presents us with as an option to react to another human being in whatever the situation? When is this moment when this pure being, which we treat as something that cannot do harm, that doesn't want to do harm, that we really enjoy, that we feel safe next to, that we feel is curious about life and about love and happiness and play, when do we start judging this being? When and why is my question. Why do we start judging this being at some point? What did it do? Oh, it started copying us. Yeah, it started copying us. It started copying our feelings, our thoughts, our perceptions, and we started judging them for becoming like us. Because we were judged in the same way. Like we are judging them. We're judging this baby that became a child, that became a kid, that became a teenager, that became an adult. We start judging them. In the absolute same way we were judged by family, friends, and society as we were growing up. We were soaking up more and more of their beliefs, their understandings, their feelings and perceptions of life and the world and who they are. We started believing in their stories, and they started judging us. And guess why? Because they had been judged in the same exact way. So we're dropping off any judgment here, any resentment, any sort of type of need for revenge. We drop it because we understand that the way that we've been judged is because the ones that had judged us had been judged themselves, and those that had judged them had been judged themselves, and so on and so forth, down to the source. What is the source? That's a good question. Maybe you can tell me, maybe you can write something down in the comments below. Maybe your ideas, maybe your questions, who knows? But my question again, when do we start judging this pure child? When? And why? If we come back and ask ourselves, when did I start judging this human called, I don't know, Peter, John, whatever. Really, it doesn't matter. I'm even using English names as if I'm English. Names, nationalities, identities. Those also divide, huh? And some people might hate and judge based on those too. When? When do those things start to matter? When? When and why? Most importantly, why? Ask yourselves why, because I have a feeling that this why cannot be answered. It's just because that's what we've learned. There is no answer, there is no real cause to that. It's just a story that we started repeating because somebody else was telling us the story over and over again. And we started identifying with this story as if we are the story. But haven't you heard of stories where people change? Haven't we really heard of stories where people overcome their hatred, their jealousy, their pain, overcome their addictions, overcome their mental disorders? Haven't we heard of such stories? Why don't we repeat those stories more often? Well, I guess we do. I actually guess that That's exactly why such videos like this one exist. That's why they've been recorded, because that's what's been really happening more and more often recently. And to be honest with you, I feel so drawn sometimes to talk about things that come to my mind, like this, for example, like this idea. A baby's born, we love it, it's pure, everything is all right. Then as it grows up, it starts picking up on our beliefs and our perceptions and our emotions that we actually imprint on them, and we start judging them for being like us, not realizing that we are actually judging ourselves because we hate what we are. Let's be honest for a second. If we weren't hating what we are, or what we feel, what we believe we are rather, because we're not that, just thoughts and perceptions and feelings, nothing more. And however, this nothing more feels like the whole world to us, and like up to the moment we understand that that's not who we are, and that's not who we want to continue being and believing we are. Yep. But it's a good question. When do we start judging humans? When do we start hating them? When? Why? Ciao, beautiful people. Good question. Good morning. See you soon.